Hey y'all, so I am all ready to go to a ham radio expo. I'm in my car, ready to go. I got some money in my pocket, got my handheld, and as you can see, I'm wearing my wonderful face mask that we have to wear for anything we have in public. Only problem is, there is no ham radio expos that you can go to. Or is there? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Everything Ham Radio. My name is Curtis. My call sign is Kilo 5 Charlie Lima Mike. And like I said, with this whole COVID thing, there is just nowhere to go and get radio equipment. I mean, yeah, the stores might be open, but where is the fun in going to a store to get new equipment or slightly used equipment or whatever? I miss the Hamfests. I miss getting out and being with my fellow hams, seeing all the great deals that a Hamfest normally has, listening to keynote speakers and different people talking about different things. And it's just really hard to do right now with this whole COVID thing. But I stumbled across something yesterday, and I really wish I would have done it myself, honestly. QSO Today Podcast has set up, organized, got sponsors for, and is actually a sanctioned Hamfest from the ARRL. So QSO Today Podcast has went and done a virtual Hamfest, and it is coming up on August the 8th and 9th, and it's free. It's free to go to. You don't have to pay anything to go and see it, or to go online and see it, I guess you could say. So there is a bunch of stuff you can do. Now, like I said, it starts on August the 8th, and it opens at 0:45 Zulu time, which is 20:45, so 8:45 Eastern Daylight Time. And the keynote starts at 2100 hours Eastern Time. Saturday starts at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and it goes Saturday and Sunday, and then it ends officially at 20:45 on the 8th Eastern Time. So it's a good 48-hour period. And the best part about the virtual functionality of this Hamfest is that you're not limited to a small amount of hours. This Hamfest will be open for the full 48-hour period. So you can go when it's the slowest normally, in the middle of the night. A lot of times with my job, I had to work nights, and when normal Hamfests were going on, it was the middle of my night, so I couldn't go. Well, this thing is perfect for somebody that works nights, because you can go in the middle of the night. And there's going to be booths that are set up, basically virtual booths, so you can go and talk to people, and they'll be manned, hopefully 24 hours a day for the full 48 hours period. And you'll actually be able to talk one-on-one with a member of the booth and see what they have. Now, just because this whole COVID thing, ham radio is still very much alive and kicking. And this virtual ham expo is just one more thing that we as ham radio operators have adjusted to and adapted to, not being able to go out and do things. First we had the testing. How do you take a ham radio test? Well, now we have online testing. We had field day. How do we do that? Well, they made it where you could stay at home and still count for your club. So this is just one more step in going the distance on how to still be a ham and still do what you want to do as a ham and get some good deals in amateur radio. Now, in this virtual Hamfest, there are going to be 70 plus internationally recognized ham radio luminaires that have committed to lead the expo sessions. So let's kind of talk a little bit about the actual expo itself, and then we'll go into some of the people that are talking. There will be a virtual exhibit hall that you can go through, and I'll leave a link in the description below, and I might even try to put one up here on top in the little card area that you can click on and go and watch this video that QSO Today Podcast put out on looking at how it's going to be. It's going to be, basically it's a 3D model world that you go into. You go into it, and it has different areas that you can go into, and it has booths that are set up. And even though you're talking virtually, each one of them is going to look a little bit different. The people that are manning the booth, they can change the colors and all that. Unfortunately, when I found out about this, it was already closed for people to be in the exhibit areas, or to have a exhibit, to have a booth basically. So I wasn't able to get onto, but there's going to be a lot of people on there, and I'm definitely going to check it out. And they even went and got so far as being able to give out gifts. Okay, so let's talk about the lectures. That's one of the main things about going to a Hamfest is going to lectures and listening to things that you want to learn about, right? So the lectures, all of them, will be fully interactive with the speaker, and they'll last for an hour session at a time. They'll also be completely downloadable. The materials that are used in the lectures, you can also download as well. And the best part about this is that in a regular Hamfest, you go, if you missed the lecture, you're SOL. Well, on this one, you can actually listen to the lecture for up to 30 days after the Hamfest is over. So that is definitely a really neat functionality of this. So the keynote speech of this is going to be about COVID-19. And it's going to be by a Dr. Scott Wright, K0MD. And it is scheduled for 1 a.m. Zulu time, August the 8th. After that, there'll be several other speeches, and there'll be several of them going at the same time. So unfortunately, if they're at the same time, just like a normal Hamfest, you can't go to both places at once. But there'll be things like, how to solder, 3D printing microwave antennas, 5 things to do for youth to do in amateur radio, antenna theory, APRS, building a ham shack, contesting on 10 gigahertz and up, CW Ops, CW Academy, digital amateur television, DXing with modern software-defined radios. That one is going to be with Ria Jaram into RJ, which we've had on the podcast back when I had the podcast going on. Another one, everything you need to know about lithium batteries. Flex Radio is going to have one. There's going to be one over FT8 and FT4. Fully remote amateur radio examination administration with Marcel Steiber, A16MS. Getting started in HF, moon bounce, GPS, having fun with Morse code. There is things like Pactina with George Zephyropoulos, KJ6VU. There is just bunches and bunches of things. Like I said, there's over 70 lectures that are going to be going on over this 48-hour period. And the list just goes on and on and on and on and on. There's 7 pages or so here of stuff that I have just on the lecture. So make sure you check out the website. Go and take a look at all the things that you got. I don't think they actually have the schedule up yet. At least when I printed this off a couple days ago, they hadn't the schedule yet. I'll try and look tomorrow and leave a link to it in the description below. Okay, so as far as the exhibit booth goes, there is a lot of exhibitors as well. The platinum sponsor for this Hamfest is ICOM. And then there's several gold sponsors as well. Things like DX Engineering, Elecraft, R-Finder, Gigaparts, Rig Experts, and NCG Company. And then as far as the standard level exhibitors list, there is a very, very long list as well. So there's going to be like 100 Watts in a Wire podcast. The ARRL will have a booth. There'll be things like Common Antennas, CQ Communications, DX Engineering, Elecraft, Flex Radio, Gigaparts, Ham Radio Workbench podcast will be there. Linux in the Ham Shack will be in there. There'll be MMP Coax, QRP Labs, QSO Today Podcast will, of course, have one there. Quicksilver Radio, R-Finder, Rig Experts, Tapper will be there. West Mountain Radios will be there. Youngsters on the M, Region 1, 2, and 3 will be there. So there is a bunch of exhibits that you can go to as well. And you can go to the exhibits, look and see what they have as far as their presentations go, talk to the people that are in the booth one-on-one, live, in person, well, as much as you can do virtually in person. But, text chat, video chat, stuff like that, I believe, it's going to be a really neat experience. And then on top of that, QSO Today Podcast even went out and got the sponsors to agree to give out prizes for different things. Now, the prizes are going to be a little bit different than a regular Ham Expo. You go there, you fill out the little raffle ticket, they put it in the thing, and draw your name once an hour or something like that. It's going to be a little bit different. But they do have some really neat things. They have an ICOM IC7300A HF transceiver, a Flex Radio 6400 FM or HF transceiver, a KX2 from Elecraft, a 5100D VHF UHF radio from ICOM, a R-Finder Android phone, several of them on there. So there's a bunch of stuff that's going to be given away as well. Now, in order to get these, it's all done on kind of a leader point system, I think. It's a game is basically what they're calling it. And there's going to be two of them. There's going to be one for the live events, and there's going to be one for the on-demand afterwards. And different things get different amount of points. So if you can register before the 24th of July, which is already passed, so you can't get these bonus points. But those get bonus points. Watching the training video gets bonus points. Going to the Keynote address gets bonus points. Visiting the Platinum booth, Gold booths, Exhibit booths, each of them give different amount of points. Saving a document even gets you points. Watching a video in the exhibit hall gets you points. Visiting individual booths give you points. Joining into a exhibitor's booth chat gives you points. And then sharing a feedback survey gives you points as well. So there is a very large amount of stuff that was donated. Just this little partial list I have here of things that were given in order to do this. So I really think this is going to be a great thing, and I believe that they're actually going to be doing this twice a year. I believe there's going to be one of them that's going to be coming up here on August the 8th, and I think the next one is going to be in like January, February, something like that. If memory serves me correct, I don't have that right here with me. But I do remember seeing it on the website when I was looking at it. They're going to be doing it again. So this virtual Hamfest thing could be a new aspect of the hobby and how to find radio equipment or learning new radio equipment and stuff like that. So I will leave a link down in the description below to how to go to this virtual Hamfest so you can get registered as well. Like I said, it's free to go. It's free to go to this virtual Hamfest. Once you fill out the information, they'll send you an email with the link to that you'll go to come August the 8th. It won't work up until then, so you can't go and look around and stuff like that. It's actually still being built, at least when they did the recording of the video. So, anyways, that is pretty much it, y'all. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this idea and whether or not you're going to be going to it. I know I'm going to be going to it. I'm actually off that weekend, thank goodness, so I'm going to be checking them out. And so, yeah. Don't forget to like and share this video with your friends. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my videos. And I thank you very much for watching. So until next time, y'all, 73.